sunshine this morning. Start with your posture and find a comfortable place on your back with your legs uncrossed. The bed, the floor, the sofa, maybe the recliner. If it works best for you, sit up straight in a chair with a back to support your back, with your feet flat on the floor, knees at 90 degrees and toes pointing forward. Wherever you are, feel both your sit bones. Move side to side on them, and then allow them to be firmly planted. And breathe in through both nostrils, letting the nose work its magic of filtering and warming and humidifying the air as you pull it down so your belly rounds, signaling you that the diaphragm has moved down and there's room for the air to flow into the bottom lobes of the lungs, where most of the blood circulates and where the big exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen occurs. So healthy. Continue pulling the air and round across your rib cage and back, and across your upper chest and back, and at the top flow it out, either through your mouth or your nose, all the way back down to the bottom. And as you do, your body lengthens, flattens, and at the bottom your belly button moves back toward the spinal column. Good. And quietly continue to pull the breath in and round up, and then gently lengthen and flatten. And feel the rhythm of your breath, the movement of your breath. And create that healthy exchange between oxygen and carbon dioxide that occurs down at the bottom lobes of the lungs. Good. Let's draw circles this morning for exercise. Start with your toes. Your feet parallel and not out to the side or in toward the middle, but nice and parallel. And then use your big toes to draw circles. And breathe the circle, coordinating the movement of your feet with the breath. Warming your feet up. And now pause and go the other direction and breathe the circle in the opposite direction. Good. Now gently bend your knees and then flatten them, and use your knees as the spot for drawing the circle. So your knee bends up and then flattens down gently as you breathe the knees in a circle. And then pause and go the opposite direction. Good. Now try this one. Bring your focus right to your belly button and raise your belly button up just a little bit and roll it around and draw a circle, feeling the movement in your hips. Raising up and then around and down, and breathing the circle. Good. Change direction and go the opposite direction. This is a small movement, like a micro movement. Good. And now come up to your shoulders and raise your shoulders up on an inhale and then roll them down and back on the exhale. And draw circles with your shoulders. And then change direction. And breathe the circle with your shoulders. There's so many body parts that we can draw circles with. It's kind of fun. Try this one. Try drawing a circle with the tip of your tongue. Either with your lips closed or your mouth open. Use your tongue and draw a circle with your tongue as you breathe the circle around. Keeping your head still and moving your tongue. And then switch direction and breathe in the opposite direction. Good. And now your nose. Draw a little circle with your nose. Not a big circle, a little one, and gradually enlarge it until it fits you. Breathing it around. And then the other direction. Good. And now one more circle. Use the top of your head to draw a circle as though there was a halo over the top of your head and you were tracing it. And breathe it and draw your own halo. And believe in your own halo, your own goodness. And now go the opposite direction and breathe the circle around. Good. And now come back to center and enjoy the effects of the movement. Good. Now inhale the big breath, full and complete and relaxed. And at the top, take in 3 extra sniffs and fill that last space. And then flow the breath out either through the mouth or the nose and all the way to the bottom. And at the bottom, 3 puffs and let go of the last bit. And then breathe that pattern, sniffing at the top and puffing at the bottom. Good. Done regularly, just for a few minutes, you increase the capacity of your lungs over time. Now there's a good health practice. Good. Now just quiet and soft with a full, complete, relaxed breath. Breathe in and fill to the top, and at the very top, gently, without extra tension, relax the muscles of the breath and count to 2 in your mind's eye, and then release and let the breath flow out. Let it flow out all the way to the bottom as you gently lengthen and flatten. And at the bottom, relax everything and suspend the breath. Maybe just a 2 count. Do what fits you. Inhaling and pausing, quiet and still, and then exhaling all the way out, and then pausing, still and relaxed, and continue the pattern, not pausing too long because you want to be able to breathe in smoothly and not gasp for air, and you don't want tension to build to maintain the pause of the breath. You just want to relax and let the movement of the breath and the muscles necessary to move the breath to relax for a moment. And breathe the pattern, rounding up on the inhale and pausing, relaxing, letting the breath flow out all the way. And at the bottom, nothing, pausing. Muscles of the breath relax, and then breathe in again. And notice at the pause, notice in the pause that stillness that you create within. And let it be a place that you recognize and can return to. So that when everything around you seems topsy-turvy, going the wrong direction, you can pause and be still and know that you are you. This morning, the poem written by Rudyard Kipling years ago, that If poem, came into my mind, and I looked it up online and read it. What a beautiful poem. And I imagine that as I breathe in and I pause, that I find that space that he describes so eloquently in his poem. That quiet, still space. So continue the pattern. Of breathing the complete barrel breath all the way to the top, and then pausing, still and quiet, and then exhaling out all the way to the bottom and pausing and present in the quiet. and build that spot, that quiet, still spot within you. Recognize it, your best friend. And breathe and continue. And enjoy the gifts of your own breath. And if you find yourself with life staring you in the face,